Hey, what's up, everyone? Maury Croson here from the Performance Lab of California. We got another breakdown here today on J.J. Watt, one of the most athletic people in the freaking world. And what's amazing about J.J. Watt, I think, is his overall vertical jump. I mean, I think he's about 6'5", 290 pounds-ish, and he's able to jump over 60 inches. I think this one is a little bit actually under 60 inches. It might be right at 60 inches. I don't know the exact height here, but the fact that you're at 290 pounds and being able to jump that high, I think we could absolutely learn some stuff about jumping and force production, and really what are some of the key mechanics here. And I think that JJ does some stuff that is really good that and I'd like to show you guys. So first, the thing that I really like is during his loading process where he goes and he gets all the way up on his toes. Now what this does is this is a way to load. So he's getting all the way up on here, and that makes it so now when he goes and he goes back down, and we talk about this a lot in running, we talk about in jumping, he's able to push down and get a lot of force down into the ground. So, from here, now what he's going to do, he really reaches up to, and that's a really good thing that you could do to help load up your lats and also make it so your spine is going to end up becoming in a much more neutral position. So now from here, he's going to go and push down. You can even see as he's loading how much force that he's pushing downwards, and he's using his arms to put more force down into the ground. Now when he loads, what he does that I'd say he could probably improve on a little bit would be shifting that weight a little bit more back. Right now he's pretty far up onto the balls of his feet. But that's not necessarily, it doesn't obviously kill him. It just is, how can you make this 100% biomechanical efficient? And that would be to make it so he's a little bit more in the middle part of his feet, but still being able to press some hard into the ground. That is absolutely helping him in creating that downward force that he'll now use to, and you can still see how he's like shifting his weight a little bit forward there. But from here, now he does a very good job of maximizing his hip extension, right? See how from this position, and he stands pretty far away, so it's almost not even a full vertical jump. It's like a combination of vertical and a broad jump, and that's just because of when he loaded, he had so much of his weight forward. Again, if he was able to load a little bit more back and then really concentrate on getting a hip roll, he'd be able to get a little bit more vertical, which would make it so that would just be more of his jump is much more of a vertical jump rather than going up and towards the box. So as he's coming through here, you can see he leans forward a little bit, but then from there he does a great job. You can see in this point right here, right? Boom. Now he's rolling his hips underneath him. And now once he rolls those hips underneath him, he's in a good place where he's going to be able to maximize extension in the hips, maximize extension in the knee, and maximize extension in the ankle. So that's a very crucial thing that you want to do is at the beginning, you really want to start with getting those hips rolled underneath, because now you're in a great position to really just create that downward force, rather than what some people do is they'll leave those hips back behind them, and that will make it so they don't end up getting all of the hips all the way through. So by him rolling his hips like that, now he's in a position where he can get all the way full extension, boom. You can see triple extension here, triple extension here, triple extension here, and how his spine is so well aligned. That really makes it so he's getting so much force. Look at how when he takes off, how great that does, how straight and great that looks when he gets off the ground. And he has so much plantar flexion, so much ability to extend in those legs. Now it goes to being able to have very flexible hips, right, to be able to do these broad jumps, and then also, the like vertical jumps onto to a box, I guess box jumps. And so when he's driving his knees up, you got to have flexible hips, and you have to be very fast in his knees. So this is why I really like doing box jump type stuff for speed development, for speed work, because it teaches you to be able to have to work on those hip flexors. You got to have good strength in the hip flexors in order to do a good job with this movement. All right, so he gets all the way up on there, which is great. Maintains a good position, comes all the way up. Excellent stuff. And then he ends up, this is from Jimmy Kimmel, so he ends up doing it on the actual show. We'll also break that one down. Again, you can see that he starts pretty far away, right? From this one, you can really see that he's going to end up trying to get a pretty long jump, right? He's going to get vertical, and he's also going to get, he's going to also go pretty far up too. But notice how, he preps. So what he's doing here is he's prepping his hip flexors. Notice how his normal weight is, right? He's shifting onto his heels. Now he's prepping his hip flexors, getting full extension there. He's getting all the way up onto his toes and plantar flexion. He's loading his lats, and then from there, he's going, he's shifting back really with the hips, but then keeping the weight very far forward onto the front part of his his feet, and you can tell he's definitely more of a hinge type of a guy. He gets those hips all the way back. Then from there, initiates, and you can even see from this position, first thing he's going to do is he's initiating his hips underneath him. Once he gets those hips in a good position, now it's about locking that in with his pelvis and then pushing as hard as he can into extension and gets those hips all the way fully extended, get those knees all the way fully extended, get those ankles all the way fully extended again. Does such a great job of getting that triple extension. I mean, look at how straight that is right there. And then from here, after you get that full push off and you develop all that force, and this is where it ends up becoming another set of difficulties. So there's really three main parts of this, right? So I would say part one is being able to load down and create that downward force that you need. Okay, from there, when he talks about when we're talking about a box jump, then the second most important thing is being able to get everything through into extension. Okay, this is might sound like an easy thing, but for a lot of guys, it's not very easy to achieve. Getting all the way into extension in the knees and in the hips and the ankles, and making that so it's all coordinated, where it's all happening, boom, at the same time. See how that's happening? All three, boom, right together. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, the third thing that's most important is that after you get that extension, being able to drive those knees up very, very quickly, and again, have that range of motion in order to do so. So this is really, I mean, it's good range of motion in the hips, but it's also great range of motion in the spine. Look at how much he's able to flex in the spine there, which is really, really good in order to get those feet all the way up and all the way through. All right. So yeah, that's JJ Watt. That's some more jumping stuff. If you have any interest in learning more about how you can improve your own vertical jump, we do have a jump program. We're currently working on all the marketing and all the different stuff like that to really let everybody know about it. But if you're interested in it, you can go ahead and shoot us an email, Maury, M-O-R-E-Y, at yourperformancelab.com. Very, very personalized. That's what we're doing with everything here, is that if you want to use us as your coach, we're going to make it so it's very, very personalized to you and your ability to perform. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions about this or any other content that we put out there, and we will talk to you soon.